Welcome to the Bitcoin in Africa show. From Dakar to Dar es Salaam, from Cairo to Cape Town, we are the voice of Bitcoin in Africa.
Great. This is another episode of the Bitcoin in Africa show. We are actually still in Nairobi, Kenya. This is your host, Charlene Fadirepo. I want to take you on this amazing Bitcoin mining site visit. We're going to Gitugu mines. It's about 2 hours outside of Nairobi. You're going to be traveling with us. You're going to be hanging out with the entire group. But most importantly, seeing the beautiful countryside of Nairobi. We're actually going up to the hills. It's going to be a little bit of climbing, a little bit of sweating. It's going to be a wonderful time. So join us. Hey everybody, I'm here with Leah Adero, who is one of the operations specialists with Gridless. Thanks for joining the show, Leah.
I'm excited.
Okay, so we're on day 2 of the African Bitcoin Mining Summit. Tell me, how much work was this entire summit? And I have to tell you guys, it's the first ever on the continent of Africa.
It was quite a bit trying to remember different things, the delegates first, and then the back end of that, and what you'd require to make you comfortable, and things like that.
Yeah. And tell us where you're from.
I'm from Nairobi.
Okay, and how did you get connected to Gridless?
I worked with Janet for years ago. I worked with her, and we lost touch, and we reconnected. And here I am since January.
Well, we are so excited that you guys did all this work to put this together. It's been amazing. I've had an amazing time at the summit. So looking forward to hanging out with you at the site.
I am looking forward to having you see what Gitugu is about. It's going to be exciting.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Just done roughly a 2-hour bus ride. And what was so interesting about what we saw is that we went through a whole lot of little towns. What was most prominent is M-Pesa. Every little shop accepted M-Pesa. And of course, M-Pesa is basically the, I guess the SMS-based currency that is used very prevalently in Kenya. Of course, we know M-Pesa is owned by Safaricom and the Kenyan government, and it is mobile money, right? It was an incredible innovation that happened probably about 10, 15 years ago that really transformed this idea of banking across Kenya, right? So it makes a lot of sense. Mobile money sounds good, but here's the problem with mobile money. Mobile money is highly centralized. So what's interesting about talking to Kenyans about Bitcoin, you can always have a conversation about mobile money because they know the M-Pesa. So basically, Bitcoin is just like all the benefits of M-Pesa without being a centralized system. So we're walking here, and I think what you notice is that Kenya is beautiful. So we're, I guess, in the mountains, and if you just take a pan, you can see how gorgeous it is. One of the things that we passed on the way here is tea farms. So basically, Kenya is the world's leading producer of tea. And when we drove up the hills, we saw these gorgeous tea farms. And you might be wondering, what does a tea farm look like? Well, it's almost as this. It's in a huge plan of land with a carpet of green. So of course, you see all the tea leaves. So if you ever come to Kenya, you absolutely have to try all the wonderful blends of tea that are here. Because again, Kenya is first in the world in terms of producing tea. Just standing on that one platform, and here's another one of the platforms. What's really interesting about this platform is that you have these 2 wheels, and it's basically a lever. You can control the water flow that's coming through all the corridors. And so of course that water flow is part of how we're generating that electricity. So the pace of that water is a really important part. What I really love about the whole design is that actually fits in really nicely with the environment. When you walk through here, you know this is the Gridless Compute Hydrobox partnership. And of course, Hydrobox is a hydro mini grid provider. And this is how that partnership was able to work to lower the cost of electricity for this entire community. We're going to learn more about how the entire plant works together today. Right now, Phillip is in there flipping some of the switches. I'm sure we'll be able to get him back up. But it's interesting, you know, if you were ever wondering what a miner rig sounds like, you heard the difference, right? You heard the whir of these money boxes, and then you heard them shutting it down. So if you look in here, they're just checking, I think, the power supply. It's like we had a spike on the electricity grid, and maybe, but actually I think I hear the turbine coming back. Here's the thing, mining can be just a troubleshooting type process. Sometimes, most of the times, hopefully things work. I think that's why they have so many technicians. One thing I was excited about, I think I saw about 3 women technicians that are here, that are on site. And you know, I think that Gridless Compute is pioneering this space. So things aren't going to be perfect. But what is perfect is the fact that Bitcoin mining is a solution to support the energy, to fix the energy poverty that we see. You know, they're providing low-cost electricity to this community. And you guys saw that, you know, we're in rural Kenya where it just doesn't make good financial sense to build electricity infrastructure. That's why this is so important. And what's wonderful about this project in particular is that with the right conditions, it can be repeated all over Africa. Hey, we're here at the Gitugu hydropower site, and I'm here with Erik Hersman, who is one of the
I'm the engineering technical assistant.
Engineering tech here for Gridless. Yeah. Gavita, you know, we're looking at a lot here. Can you help point out to us, you know, for our audience, what are we looking at? How does this system all work together?
Okay. So this is Hydrobox mini grid. This is where they generate their power from. So from your right side, you can see that we have the containers that generate the electricity. So two of the containers, they have the turbines and the generators.
Got it. 2 containers, turbines and generators in there, and they're using the power from the water flow.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the water comes from the river up there, and then it's diverted all the way to the forebay, and then it comes down a pipe below these solars, and then that's why it goes into the containers.
And so this is the natural path of the river, right?
So the natural path of the river is right here.
Oh, right here, I see.
And then it's diverted from there.
Got it.
Comes down and then joins the river again.
Got it. But we also have solar panels here too, right?
Yeah.
So tell me how the solar panels work together.
Okay, so the solar panel is a separate power system.
Got it.
On that container up there, it has inverters and batteries. So once the solar panels are installed, all the power is diverted to the batteries, and then it's stored, and then some of them is used for mining.
Got it.
On the other container.
So it's a solar mini grid plus a hydro mini grid in the same site.
Yes.
And then of course on this side we have the freedom boxes or the money boxes or the miners. So we can't really see it, guys. We walked into the miners. And so, do you know how many miners are in the container right now?
Yes. In this container, it holds a capacity of 162.
162.
Yeah, that's a full capacity.
And they're all, what's miners?
Yeah, what's miners?
M30s?
We have M50s, M30s, and M30S++.
Got it. And then, is there a control station anywhere? Or, you know, when you, oh gosh, actually, they monitor off-site, right?
Yeah.
Got it. How many people work on site or come to the site every day?
So usually in the control room, there's usually 2 technical operators.
Got it.
That are just right there to monitor, to see how the miners are running, and also to see how the power is being used.
Got it. Got it. Now I noticed some plantings here. Are these specialized plantings or just beautiful plantings here?
They're just beautiful plantings that that were incorporated while it was being constructed.
Got it.
And then they were also considering not to tear down everything and natural environment.
Yeah, I think what's really fascinating about the site is that how seamless it fits into the natural environment. When you're here, you don't even feel like there's a solar mini grid and there's a hydrothermal mini grid here. It just feels like, you know, we built a couple of containers in a very beautiful garden, if you will.
Yeah.
Last thing, I look up here, it looks like you guys also built a bathroom?
Yes, for visitors and guests who come around, so that it won't be really hard environment for them.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, thanks so much for your time, I appreciate it.
Thank you so much
right.
for having me.
Thanks. Hey guys, we're back at the Gitugu site in Gitugu, Kenya, and I'm here with the founders of Trojan Mining. So I want to introduce to you Siambola Yashir and Sambo Ridwan.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, welcome to the show, guys.
Nice to meet you, Charlie.
Okay, so here's the thing. If you might remember, we actually interviewed Siambola about roughly a little more than a year ago. So it was our July 4th episode last year. So Siambola, tell us where your mining operation was way back when.
Back then, my mining operations, we started with just one S9. We grew to about 6 S15s then. So back then, that's when we met with Charlene. We were discussing about Bitcoin mining in Nigeria over Twitter Space.
Yeah.
So the journey has been rough, but thank God it's been good.
Yeah, and Siambola was the very first miner that we actually had on the show and really helped us understand the potential of Bitcoin mining in Africa. So tell me, so you have a partner here that's the co-founder.
Yeah.
Tell me how you and Sambo were connected and how do you all work together now?
We were kids back then, but if you want to do business, it's better you do with people you are so close to, so that you have this basic understanding of each other. So back then, he was the money guy.
Oh.
I was the geek guy. You can't have everything at the go.
Right.
So I said, hey, let's work together. I have a good business idea. I have something very good that can change lives, and I pitched into him. Although he was a little bit resistant about it,
Sambo, tell us.
Yeah.
You were resistant. Tell us more.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we started from we want to do some machines.
Yeah.
Back then,
We work on small projects.
we work on small project like incubation machine,
Okay.
lino machine.
Yeah.
Then so we check. I'm like a strategic man. I check the problem and how to solve the problem. Then solving people's problem, you get money from that. You understand?
Got
it. And it's very good in technical aspect, all of it. So if I propose something, he proposed something to us. I was like, okay, let's do like this. So we're having a cash flow problem.
Yeah.
So when we're having a cash flow problem, any business you want to do, you need a cash flow, right?
Yeah.
So we just come in with Bitcoin mining. So when you come in with Bitcoin mining, I was enthusiastic. Like that time we were making $4 per day. The miner is $4 per day. We bought used miner from China. But he said ups and down.
I see.
When I lost making balls. So then we bought miners 6 months. We're bankrupt back today. Then we learn our lesson every time. So we improve on learning our lesson now. And we've been mining more than 2 years now, going to 3 years now.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. So you said something I want to just touch on, Sambo. So we're here for the Africa Bitcoin Mining Summit. One of the things you mentioned was that lessons, right? Being a miner is not easy. Yeah. You all have been mining for 3 years, right? Yeah. So arguably, these guys are probably one of the longest term miners in Africa right now. So there's a lot of institutional knowledge. The other thing that you said, which I love, is that this is a team effort, right?
Yeah.
You're going to have your technical expertise. You're also going to have kind of your finance and troubleshooting. That's important. So for folks who want to mine, that's really important. So let's talk about the summit. Okay. We spent a whole day meeting miners from all over Africa. Yeah. Give me one or two takeaways that were big for you, Siambola.
If we sit down, if we say we want to talk about the takeaways, we won't live here.
Yeah.
But one of the big takeaways when it comes to this conference, you start getting to understand how deeply the institutional aspect of Bitcoin mining is. You know, we were doing it on a small scale, you know, and we never had this opportunity to meet the big guys who are really doing it big.
The industry.
Yeah, and one of the great takeaways is sharing technical knowledge.
Yes.
Everybody has their different experience in their different geopolitical zone, so they bring, hey, I'm having problem with heating, this is what we did to solve the heating. I'm having problem with some circuit, this is what we did. I'm having problem with financing. You get access to financing also, because once they say, oh, I have a suitable site for you, I have miners I'm not using, let me send it to you. So those are one of the big takeaways.
So and network, sharing of information, networking, collaboration, I guess seeing what you can offer to other people, and then, you know, seeing what you need. So I mean, I think what's happening here is this event is building community, right? We are building the building blocks of the Bitcoin mining community in Africa, so I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, because also this community, it gives the opportunity for people to come together and work for a blueprint for Africa.
That's right.
Yeah, because Africa is unique in its own way. If we don't come together, discuss and get some idea of what we want to do in the long term, it's not going to work. It will end up being as if we came in, we extort Africa and we are out. So this is one of the advantages of the summit.
Got it. Okay, let's go back to Trojan. So I mean, I just want to emphasize this point. A year ago, you guys had 6 miners. Now you have...
Not a year ago. More than 2 years ago.
More than 2 years ago. Thank you. You had 6 miners. Now you have 50, 60s with partnerships to get you to higher numbers. And multiple sites, right? Tell me, what's your secret? Like, you know, what has been the secret of success as you guys have been building this company?
Oh man, just the basic secret of success is networking, meeting people. It all started in the African Bitcoin conference. You know, I was reluctant to go because I was like, I don't want to come to the social media. I don't want this paparazzi, blah blah.
Because you wanted to kind of be stealthy, right?
Yeah,
I just want to
do the underground stuff.
When we started, we were just, let's say, mine our own Bitcoin. Buy more, mine. But when I notice it doesn't pay us. You know, in business, there's no enemy in business. So we are making his money.
Only friends.
So when we started, last year December, before we went for that summit, I was like, guy, you have to go. But it was reluctant to go. So when you went there, I was happy. The people, that's where we met all the Erik, a lot. So I stay back then because you know.
In summary, it's just networking.
Power of relationships, right?
And you know, information is power. So getting information at the right time and using it at the right time is power. Okay,
so tell me, 5 years from now, what is Trojan Mining looking like?
Oh boy.
5 years.
One of the key steps we want to take is getting our own power generated, just like Gridless. Go put in some turbines.
How many megawatts? What are we talking?
As
Give me some numbers.
as much as possible.
No, I need some.
We might
with 1 megawatt first.
1 megawatt. How many machines are we thinking?
Around 300.
300. 1 megawatt, 300 machines.
300 plus.
Multiple sites. How many sites?
We might do it one site. But if you have multiple sites, it gives room for redundancy. In case there's conflicts, you can easily continue your mining and figure out how to get the second site running. So,
all right, you guys heard it here first. Trojan Mining, 5 years, 1 megawatt, 300 sites plus. We're excited about the work that you're doing. We're huge supporters of Trojan Mining. We're hoping that this episode could bring you more business and more relationships, and we wish you the best.
Oh, thank you so much. Shout out to the main person I met. She's part of the people that brought me out from the from Heidi.
That is true.
Yeah,
it
because
was that first podcast episode.
Yeah, it was the first
Because we were on Twitter Spaces. Yeah. Oh, so here's context. This was, even this show has grown, right? We started off on Twitter Spaces. We were all audio. Now we're videos. You can actually see and really experience the people. So I think we're all kind of trying to grow together. So it's wonderful.
Yeah. So it's wonderful. So we look forward to 5 years and see where we are.
For sure. Thanks, guys.
Hello, everyone. It's Charlene Fadirepo. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Bitcoin in Africa show. Thank you so much for watching or listening. There are a number of ways you can stay connected to our show. First, check us out on YouTube at Bitcoin in Africa Show, or you can follow us on Twitter at Bitcoin Niger Show. Last but not least, sign up for our newsletter at bitcoininafricashow.com. Thanks so much. Take care.